get there. Even if you don't like backstepping, the person might have gone deep half guard on you, and then they might push the leg, and you can end up in that exact same position. So even if you don't like playing it, sometimes you just end up in scrambles and you end up there. So it's nice to know a little bit, even if you don't want to ever backstep. Okay? If I've got the same thing on Jake now, and when I've taken my backstep and my knees slightly out already, okay. Before I've gripped now, if Jake suddenly starts turning towards me now, I'm going to have to kind of base that hand on the floor. I don't want to fall over. Okay. So once I've taken my backstep, I can always, as he's turning, I'm going to cross face deep. My hand comes on top, and then I'm going to pull to the side. The cross face, my hand's coming all the way through, and I'm going to try and grab onto the. The further I can get onto the back, the better. If you've got long arms and you can grab the belt, it's an absolute nightmare for the person underneath. Now, I'm not cross-facing at the side. Yeah, if I do that and Jake pushes me, I just can't hold. Yeah. If I've got that cross-face and my shoulder drops, so my shoulder's dropping into the middle of his chest. Now my head buries, and then I'm going to pull, and I'm pushing off this foot, and this foot is driving my shoulder right underneath his jaw, yeah, and my head's down. What happens there is, I want to pull his knees further to the floor. If Jake's knees are pointing to the ceiling, that's not as bad as it on your neck. Yeah. As soon as I drag his knees back, I'm turning my knee to Jake's hip. So I scoot backwards here, and then my knee has come to the floor near his hip. Now if I push this crossface, if Jake didn't, if he's not allowed to push my shoulder then, and I do that, he's going to have to tap. Yeah. That's going to choke him. So generally the hand's going to have to start pushing. Yeah. So that's why when I drop, my head's not just lying on his body, my head's driving onto his body here. So if he's pushing my head, I want that tight and down. Yeah. Now I can just use my free foot and I can push it out. If he's holding it, you can't bridge now, can you? Yeah. It's very hard for him to knock my base. Then I kick my foot free here, and then I'm back up on top, and I've still got that nice crossface right under the jaw. Yeah. So I'm not cross-facing on the side of the head here, I'm trying to get underneath the neck. Yeah, we'll look at this position tomorrow, top and bottom, and then go into it in more detail. So you could potentially do this from a sit-up guard as well. If Jake's sat up this way, sometimes you can backstep and then get your grip here. Yeah, and as I get my grip now, my hand's already on top, my cross face is already underneath. I'm driving my shoulder in and then into the neck, and then I'm dragging the knee. I don't want my knee pointing to the ceiling. I want my knee turned, so instead of pointing upwards, I want my knee nearly pointed to the ground here. Once I point my knee to the ground, any sweep, if Jake hooked underneath my foot here to sweep me, it's just going to fall off. If my knee's pointing to the ceiling, now it lifts me and he can sweep me. Yeah, so I'm trying to rotate my knee all the way to the floor. One more time. Yeah. So from here, I've taken the back step, and then as Jake's turning, as he's turning, I'm coming underneath the head, and then that allows me to adjust the crossface into the back. My shoulder's coming in, and I've got the top of the leg. My knee is still in, so my hip is going to shoot up to the top this way. Yeah. If he's still got pinching my leg tight, my knee's on the floor now. My knee's actually pushing into the hip on the floor. Yeah. And it makes it very hard for him to move. If he moves my head away though, I've got no pressure again. So my head's driving down. If this foot's off the floor and he pushes my head away, I can't hold that. If I drive my foot on the floor and push in, that's where my power's coming from. I'm driving in off this foot, and that's putting pressure on Jake's neck. And then I can kick the foot out, and then I'm back into side control. Is that alright, guys? Yeah. Going to give that a go a few times. If you've got questions, just give it a shout.